Hey guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell to be updated when new videos will be uploaded to my channel. Enjoy! Hello guys, it's Sapphire Morningstar with episode 7 of Cloak and Dagger, titled Lotus Eaters. In this episode, we leave off right where we start off. We don't leave off. We begin right where we left off the last episode, where Tandy gets gets his help after, she asks him what, happened, while he was crying. So she eventually asks for his help. They go to the hospital. Both use their powers to go inside, hit Mr. Hess's mind. So obviously they needed Tyrone because we know she sees hope, he sees nightmares. So obviously the scenario they jumped into was a nightmare. So that's obviously why she needed Tyrone. So we go inside, they're inside the oil rig, and ended up finding him in his office. And we found out because he's been inside, basically trapped in his mind, he's pretty much gone mad. So what we discovered, actually in the beginning of the episode, we see basically how his day started off. He was with his daughter made him some cookies, and then he flown to the oil rig, to what they told him that the protective coating that apparently there was needed for the rig did not come in, and they said, and he was asking why hasn't it arrived, and they said well, they didn't call you, and he's asking more people, and they said they're supposed to call you. So obviously a lack of communication between him and the I'm guessing the people that's supposed to do the ordering of the process, which I have a feeling they probably didn't even order the protective coating. So I have a feeling that protective coating probably would have saved so many people's lives on that oil rig, but because they didn't have that coating, it cost these people their lives. So we see him is apparently just a few minutes before the oil rig explosion. That's what a part of the mind he's trapped in. He's in his office, the phone rings, and then there's this first boom, and then there's of course the big boom. So he basically explains that what happens is the warning lights go off. He gets a call, which is supposed to be Mr. Bowen. He constantly hangs it up. And then the first boom happens, and apparently whatever they're drilling, it causes an effect on the people inside, so it makes them like these aggressive zombies. And then of course there's the big boom. So he's constantly living those last moments over and over again, and that probably would drive your mind sort of insane if you constantly reliving the same moments over and over and over again. So what happens is that they try to get him out, but what happens with Tandy is the phone, when she realizes that the person on the phone calling is her dad, because she misses him so much, she ends up allowing herself to get trapped sort of in the loop. So she decides to, she decided she's gonna stay because she wants to talk to her dad. And so Tyrone could have left her, but he didn't. He's like, ugh. Well, he basically is trying to get her out, and she, of course, she's fighting him and everything. And so he tells her, ask him one question, something that he would know. Basically, there's something that Ivan would know. That's the guy's head inside. So something that Ivan would know. So she goes and asks, when the dad calls again, she asks him, who's in the backseat of your car? And he's like, there's no one in the backseat of my car, because Ivan wouldn't know that he had Mr. Bond had Tandy in the backseat of his car. Only Tandy and her dad obviously would know that. Ivan wouldn't. That wouldn't be part of his memory. So she eventually snaps out of it after that. And then Tyrone, because Ivan told him how to, purposely to stop press the button and turn off all 3 valves. So Tyrone did that, but obviously because it's not his mind, it's not gonna work. So what happens is Ivan needs to turn it off, but he said he has tried many times, but he's always failed, because he has to pretty much get down to the core. He has to fight all his little coworkers, turn the button off, and hit all 3 valves. It's impossible to do by himself. So the different factor that helped make a difference is, of course, Tandy and Tyrone. So with their help, he's able to basically shut it off and get out of this catatonic state. So once he's out of it, of course they call Mina, and she's excited, like you said, running, go see her dad, and just, it's just a nice, feel good moment. So you do see this sort of this joy over Tyrone's and Tandy's face that, at least that with their powers, at least they was able to make, somebody happy. They was able to do some good, with their abilities, even though with their own personal situation, they haven't found justice for themselves yet. But the fact they was able to help somebody else is, it's just sometimes, that's just a good feeling, And so then later we see Tyrone in his room, and he goes and grabs this recorder where it has a recorder of his brother's voice, because early he said he couldn't remember what his brother sounded like. So he was calling Tandy, and she tells him, play it. So they both listen to the recording and stuff, and they make little jokes, and then she asks for him to play it again. So they play it again, and that's pretty much the show. So this episode was pretty much straightforward. It didn't go off into, how it normally does, like we're following each character throughout the show. And so that was definitely interesting. Hopefully with him being, out of his little catatonic state, hopefully the corporation or Roxxon don't see this poor man as a threat, because I'm really hoping, something bad don't happen, because we know that anybody who's investigating their corporation, then you're obviously going to send an assassin out on him, even though she was a really sloppy assassin. It was like a really sloppy job. But we know that they're going to send people after him. So hopefully they won't see this man as a threat, because I would hate for Mina to have to lose her daddy again, because that would be just that'd be so terrible. To have you finally get your dad back after 8 years, just for him to all of a sudden die of mysterious causes. You know what I'm saying? That would be like absolutely terrible. But overall, this was definitely a good episode. This is episode 6, so we have episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's 4 more episodes left to go for the season. That's it for Cloak and Dagger. I haven't seen if they got renewed yet, but I'm definitely looking out for it. I definitely hope they got renewed, because it's a good show. I'm sorry for that noise in the back. But it's just a really good show. Overall, that's all I have to say. Pretty good show, and I really did love how we finally got to see them sort of use their powers together, because mostly it has been them using their powers separately, but seeing them work together, that definitely was a nice, interesting thing. And I hope we do see more of that in the future. And also with, of course they have superpowers, so hopefully we see, their powers progress too, and definitely see Tyrone have more control over, using the shadows to teleport. And we know with Tandy, she could summon daggers, obviously she could stab with them and stuff like that. So I wonder with Tyrone, can he eventually learn to use shadows, the shadows to sort of, I guess, use them as an attack, or maybe a defense, like create like a shield, in case he gets shot, people shooting at him with bullets and stuff. So maybe, that would be something we actually get to see develop. And because she is light, can she use it to blind people, or create like a light force field, something like that, so hopefully we see that more. Probably not in the season, because it's still an origin story, but in season 2 we see them develop more of their power. So I think that'll be interesting to see. But overall, again, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.